Our guest today is the Secretary of the Illinois Department of Transportation. She oversees a workforce of over 5,200 employees with oversight of more than $2.5 billion in capital projects this year. Our guest today has worked for the state of Illinois for 25 years. She is a published author, speaker, and instructor at the University of Illinois at Springfield. Our guest today earned her Bachelor's of Art degree from Augustana College in Rock Island. She earned her master's degree on public administration from the University of Illinois at Springfield. Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of IDOT, Ann Schneider. Ann? Commissioner? Thank you. Have fun up here.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, this is a little intimidating, looking at all these people and come to hear me speak. God bless you. I promise I will not sing karaoke, although if it gets really bad, that may become an option for me. It was great to also hear the call to post to start the meeting. I own part of a racehorse, so I felt like I was at the racetrack and I could go see my horse race, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, thank you all so much. I am honored here today to be able to speak to you at this historic forum, the prestigious City Club of Chicago. To be honest with you, I never thought that I would be here doing this, so this is truly an honor for me. My journey started last fall when Governor Quinn and the General Assembly entrusted me to lead the Illinois Department of Transportation, an agency which, in my opinion, is the most vibrant, innovative, and impactful in the state. I know Christy will probably disagree with that. There is no other agency that directly touches the lives of every Illinoisan every day. When people go to work or school, run errands, or just take a walk, they are accessing some form of transportation. Even at home, mail gets delivered, and goods that are used arrive economically and efficiently due to our transportation systems. We, as Americans, are fortunate to live in a country with a rich history of transportation visionaries. Great people like President Lincoln, who authorized the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad to connect the East and West Coasts during the war. The Wright brothers, who flew the first motor-driven airplane, President Eisenhower, who pioneered the interstate highway system, and yes, even President Kennedy, who envisioned man walking on the moon. As a nation, we have built mass transit options, air transportation systems. We have developed waterways for the movement of goods and people and created road systems that are the foundation for the world's largest and most progressive economy. And even as we are emerging from hard economic times, we know that we become a stronger, leaner, revitalized nation when we arise out of those downturns. And we are doing this in Illinois because of our commitment into transportation investments in our infrastructure. Because of our location in the middle of the country, our hardworking people, and a world-class city, Illinois is the transportation hub of the Midwest and the nation. Our transportation system is one of Illinois' largest assets, and we at IDOT, in partnership with our sister transportation agencies, continually strive to make it the nation's best. We believe that transportation has been and continues to be the economic engine of Illinois, a vital component of the economic welfare of the state of Illinois, providing infrastructure to support our commerce, tourism, and commuter services for the traveling public. It is incumbent upon me, as the Secretary of Transportation, to work hard to maintain the existing transportation network while also developing a vision for transportation to ensure cost-effective and safe mobility for Illinoisans now and in the future, to create flourishing opportunities for our state's residents. Illinois' multimodal system of roads and bridges, railways, airports, walkways, bike paths, and public transit systems supports effective movement of people and goods to and from every corner of this state and the nation. I believe that at IDOT, our purpose is to develop, expand, and employ the great resources of this state to enhance the quality of life for all residents, improve our environment, promote economic prosperity, and create meaningful job opportunities. I was very fortunate to work under a number of very talented people in my career, and I am extremely excited to work for a governor who is a visionary and is committed to investing in transportation infrastructure and innovative alternatives. When most states were cutting and retrenching, we have been able to accomplish so much thanks to the governor's commitment to transportation investments and his ability to pass a major capital improvement program, the Illinois Jobs Now program. Since Governor Quinn took office, the state has invested over $11 billion in transportation improvements. This has created 135,000 good-paying construction jobs, jobs that are right here in Illinois that cannot be exported overseas. IDOT has upgraded and repaired over 6,000 miles of roads and improved more than 840 bridges. And today, we are working on bringing intercity passenger rail service between Chicago and the Quad Cities and Chicago and Chicago and Dubuque via Rockford for the first time in over 30 years. Amen. Thank you, Mayor. We're also working on high-speed rail between Chicago and St. Louis and hope to have a demonstration section of the 110-mile-per-hour service on that corridor by the fall of this year. And for those who question investments in providing high-speed rail transportation alternatives, we should look no further than the unmet demand for that service right here in Illinois. In just 5 years, ridership on Illinois-sponsored Amtrak service has increased almost 85%. And on the Chicago to St. Louis corridor, ridership has increased over 210% in that same time frame. And that level does not fully reflect demand either, as many times Amtrak trains are sold out. And that is on old, outdated equipment with spotty reliability and few rider amenities. When the Chicago to St. Louis route is complete, the trains will become more reliable, more convenient, and with the new equipment, there will be added amenities leading to enhanced passenger experiences. This, along with skyrocketing fuel prices, yes, I think we're going towards $5 a gallon, will increase that demand even more. And we must provide alternatives to highway travel, as our population is expected to increase by 30% in the next 30 years. We simply do not have the resources to ensure mobility of that added traffic on our highway systems. It just makes sense that we have to think beyond our roadways to provide viable and economical transportation alternatives. But we still need to maintain and update our 16,000 plus miles of highways and our 8,000 bridges. In fact, just recently we completed resurfacing a major section of the Eisenhower. We will finish reconstruction of the Congress Parkway Bridge this year, and we continue work on the Mississippi River Bridge with the help of our Missouri partners. In aeronautics, IDOT has provided more than $200 million for more than 230 airport projects statewide and has made significant progress with the FAA on the requisite reports and approvals for the South Suburban Airport. And we are making critical investments in our transit systems as well, including reconstruction of the CTA Red Line, construction of the Metra Englewood flyover. We're providing clean diesel buses for the city of Springfield, multimodal facilities in Joliet and Moline, and full fuel-efficient paratransit vehicles for transit providers across Illinois. IDOT is working hard to improve employment and contracting opportunities for minority and female-owned businesses. We are making it a priority to increase capacity and ensure participation in our projects. In fact, in 2006, there were 463 minority and female-owned firms that received work from IDOT. At the close of last year, 2011, that number had increased to 715, and we don't plan on slowing down in our efforts. Under the unrelenting leadership of Governor Quinn, IDOT plans to continue making momentous strides in the coming years. As IDOT continues to advance Illinois' transportation system, jobs continue to be created and sustained. Travel ease is boosted, and commodities continue to be shipped to, from, and through Illinois, ultimately improving the quality of life for everyone. Our advancement relies on our ability to be proactive and pioneering in the creation of a new strategic vision. A vision which I believe calls for us to improve mobility and economic viability by planning and implementing a multimodal, multi-year transportation plan that incorporates sustainable practices, human capital planning, technological infrastructure, and safe transportation initiatives. We cannot afford to think in our modal silos anymore. We will need to work more closely with our sister transportation and planning agencies and community and industry organizations on solutions to our challenges and inspiration for the cultivation of our transportation system's future. But we can't stop there. Just the other day, I read an article where China recognized the importance of transportation to support their expanding economy, and they have been investing 9% of their gross domestic product in transportation infrastructure over the last 20 years. Right now, at the current pace of development, China is building a transportation infrastructure that will surpass America's. To remain the world leader, we must act now. In addition to working with other transportation agencies, we need to reach beyond government and partner with the private sector transportation investors and providers. We need to engage the auto, rail, bus, and truck manufacturers like the Detroit's Big Three, the American Public Transit Association, the Association of American Railroads, the American Bus Association, our union partners, just to name a few. We need to know and understand their vision for the future so that we can collectively channel our overarching goals, then build the infrastructure to support that vision. We will also be partnering with our adjacent states and the federal government to build a cohesive and seamless transition from one border to the next, to ensure our designs, plans, and construction efforts are coordinated and implemented with our neighbors. To meet this challenge, I've sanctioned an innovation and performance team at IDOT to develop a 30 to 40-year strategic vision of what transportation will look like and to develop a plan to sustain and improve mobility and economic viability for Illinois, to shorten our project delivery time from consumption to implementation, and to address human capital availability and skills prior to groundbreaking. We are going to build a greener environment, preserving our rich farmland for future generations of Illinoisans. We will also be engaging our best and brightest thinkers from colleges and universities across the state, our business leaders like you, engineers, and economists to help shape our future. Our governor has the foresight and the fortitude to envision intelligent transportation systems, systems that interface with the traveling public from rail passengers to highway commuters, that will reduce congestion while improving delivery of goods and services. We will be looking at new, stronger, less expensive, and environmentally friendly materials to build and maintain our transportation systems. New engineering solutions to meet the challenges of Illinois' ever-changing transportation needs, to analyze and proactively support our commerce centers, our population centers, and our cultural centers. We are not planning for a bigger bread box. We are planning for a better, smarter bread box. But how will we pay for this innovation? We need to start exploring sustainable funding for all of transportation, and despite the difficult financial situation the state is facing, which you're going to get to hear about tomorrow, find a way to continue to make additional critical investments in transportation to ensure that Illinois remains the world-class hub of transportation in the Midwest and the nation. We cannot afford to wait, and that's why I'm also thankful for what Christy has done at the Tollway with the Move Illinois program. She is overseeing those critical investments. We need to emulate Lincoln, the Wright brothers, Eisenhower, and Kennedy. We need to think about what our transportation system should look like to ensure mobility and economic viability for the next generation and beyond. Our goals for the future must include a more comprehensive outlook, integrating all modes of transportation. We need to envision, plan, and deliver transportation for the mid-21st century and beyond, designed for the generations of tomorrow. So as we exit today, I would like to challenge each of us to think about the future of the state and country, recognizing how we incorporate innovation and sustainable practices into our professions and principles. Together, we need to begin transforming transportation for tomorrow. In closing, I have one last comment. The time is now. Go Cubs.
So, let's get going with the questions. Crowd's picking up, isn't it? Yeah. Andrew Gensch, who's not a member of the City Club. Andrew, where are you? This is called a mulligan because you're not a member, but I will still read it. Because when it comes to democracy, we are preeminent. To the speaker, what is your thoughts on IDOT's approach to intermodalism?
Good question. So right now we're in the process of doing our statewide long-range transportation plan. And what I've directed as we've started that process is that that plan has to be something that's viable, that sets the foundation for our future multi-year programs, and not just on the highway side, but also on the airport, transit, rail side. We need to start looking at how all of those modes connect and how we can make them work together to make the free flow of goods more readily available here in Illinois and to ease the congestion that we experience in areas like northeastern Illinois and some of the areas downstate, but particularly up here. So it's going to be part of our statewide long-range transportation plan, which will be the foundation of how we go forward.
For the same Carlos Ponce, Carlos, a real hardball here. As IDOT improves highway surface systems, is IDOT using technology to better manage traffic flow? I can answer that, no. However, what are they, he asks?
Well, if the answer is no, I guess I have no answer. But we've used intelligent transportation systems to try and inform commuters and others that are stuck in that congestion of alternatives and to inform them of travel times and, like I said, alternatives. So we have been very aggressive in that, and I know particularly here in District 1, we actually have a very robust communication center that tries to manage that traffic flow in and around the region, particularly on the expressways. And so that's how we're implementing technology into traffic management.
From Steve Schlickman right here, now at the UIC Urban Transportation Center. Please comment on the current status of the federal transportation bill.
Oh boy, that's a timely question. I'm going to DC tomorrow. We have concerns with some of the versions of the transportation bill that we've seen coming out of Washington. I think we are all very familiar with what's been going on with the House version of the bill and the move of transit funding off of the federal motor fuel tax onto an uncertain revenue stream. We have concerns with that. We also have concerns with the reduction in the Amtrak subsidy of 25%. We're making significant investments in Amtrak here in Illinois, and as I read, I think the demand is there, going to call for more and more Amtrak service, so that is of huge concern to us. We're also very concerned on the highway side of the potential reductions that we've seen there and the impact that'll have on our program. One of the reasons I'm going to Washington this week is to meet with our congressional delegation to talk about what it really means for Illinois and to see if we can get a better program for the state.
That's it. How about a big round? I told you we'd be a lot of questions. And we have parting gifts.